Okay, and coming to myself, my name is Vinod. I'm working at Accenture, Hyderabad. I have 9+ years of experience, expertise in RE framework, expertise in UiPath infrastructure setup. We also involves in periodic upgrades of UiPath infrastructure to the LTS versions, and we do end-to-end kind of stuff in the RPA ecosystem. And so thank you, my team, Lakshman Ganta and Raghava. So you have been done a fabulous job in supporting me in these sessions. Thanks again. And thank you to UiPath community and Bots Infinite. So today's agenda will be like introduction to the Devops, like what is Devops, why is Devops, why do we need version control system, and what is like continuous integration and
Yeah, hi Vinod. Vinod, 1 minute. Actually, we can't see. We can see first slide only.
Oh, thanks.
Yes, that's from my side also. Yeah, I think Vinod, if you share, just in the below option there is a slide presentation, right? Try that.
Yeah, now we can see agenda. Thank you. Yeah, you can continue.
Okay. Okay, you can see now the agenda sprint, right?
Yes, Vinod.
Thanks again. So we'll see the RPA solution deployment lifecycle, and then we see like what can be the reviewed while doing a deployment, and what are the things can be automatically reviewed by a tool or another system, and then how can we implement the governance part in our RPA frameworks, and then we'll see a quick demo on the deployments to the QA environments or the next level environments, and then like also we can see like what are the essentials to be mentioned in the deployment plan and the release notes to the business users. So starting with the introduction, like Devops. Devops is neither a software nor a programming language. It's just an approach where we follow with the help of couple of tools. So all the tools mentioned here, like Confluence, Jira, Git, Docker, AWS, some of you might be aware of all these tools, some may not. But today we will focus on this UiPath Pack and UiPath Workflow Analyzer and UiPath Deploy. These are the three tools from the UiPath which will be helpful to us in do an automated deployments to different kinds of environments, and then to do a releases to the business users. So version control system, coming to the version control system, it is a vital tool in our DevOps framework. So it will be useful to have a source code and to manage the versions of our source code. So as seen in the picture here, we can have a different versions of files or the source code, which will helpful for us to develop in a feature-wise development. So continuous integration comes into picture from the development phase to the testing level. So usually developer will develop the code and then commits the code, and then some automation will get triggered, which builds the code and then automatically tests the code. So we have like development tools like UiPath Studio, and coming to the .NET, we have a Visual Studio and other stuff. And we have a version control systems like a Git, TFS, and the SVN. So for triggering the builds, like in order to generate the NuGet files, the .nupkg files in the UiPath case, we use Jenkins or Azure or Bamboo. We have a couple of more tools. And then we have a SonarQube to run the tests on our workflows, like the UiPath code, which we develop usually. And then the continuous delivery includes we will be deploying the build, nothing but our NuGet file, to the different environments like a QA and prod. So we use Jenkins or AWS Code Deploy or Azure pipelines, or else we also have a Git tool to do such kind of deployments. So this is how the typical CI/CD pipeline looks like. So as a first step, developer has to commit the change to the next level branches, and then an automated system will trigger the build, and then a build gets generated, notify the build outcome, whether if the build successfully generated or not, and then some tests will be run on the build, and then notify the test outcome to the team, and then deliver the build to the next level of environments. So we need to deploy our code wherever it is necessary. Usually we have a QA, UAT, and then the production. So if you see here, we have like a QA. So once deployed onto the QA, our QA team will begin testing and then notify the test outcomes to the team or to the developer if it is a bug. They'll start working on the bug. And then if all the tests or all the unit tests and the regression tests are passed by the QA team, then only it will proceed on to the next level of environments. That is nothing but production. So even in the production, we should be able to run some sanity checks on the production environment. Okay, so the typical, this is like a specific UiPath solution deployment lifecycle. So business analyst comes into picture. Business analyst will be in contact with the product owner or the product manager or the program manager, whoever it is, who writes the user stories as his own language. So it can be written on a bare English language. There need not be any technical language need to be used over there. And then the business analyst will review those user stories, and then he'll try to explain a bit in a technical way to the concerned team members. Now the senior dev or the lead comes into picture, where he creates development tasks. So each individual developer will have his own tasks to work on. So in the meantime, QA prepares their own test cases and the test plans by looking at the user stories. And then the developer will start the development. And then once the development is completed, if you think the development is completed, he'll analyze the code with the help of workflow analyzer. And then he does perform some unit test cases. And then he has to raise a pull request to notify the senior team lead to get the code reviewed. Okay, if the pull request has been accepted by the senior lead, that means if the code is reviewed by your senior lead or the senior developer, then it will go to the next level, or else it will be again come back to the developer to do necessary changes. So once after the pull request has been accepted, a code analysis should be done on the code. That means it can be using a workflow analyzer or a SonarQube or any open source tool. So if not, again, that has to come back to the developer to do the necessary changes according to the standards that they follow. So if the code has been passed from the code analysis phase, then it will go to the build. So once the build is generated, it will be deployed to the QA, and the QA team will be starting their testing. They will be starting their test cases on the QA environment. So once the QA has been given a sign off, then we have to raise a standard change request with our business systems, notifying that this change is gonna be deployed in the next couple of days or so. So if a change request has been already raised, then no need of raising a change request. If it isn't raised, then we have to raise it using the tool, some standard change request tools. So currently our organizations, most of the organizations uses a ServiceNow. And there are a couple of more organizations uses other than ServiceNow. So once the change request has been accepted, so it will be given to the QA team for all the test to perform all the test cases. So if there is any issues, then they will be raising bugs here in the defect lifecycle. So this follows again the defect lifecycle. Again, it follows the same flow. So if all the tests are failed, then again it will come back to the developer, and then he has to rework on the code, and again he has to raise a pull request, and then it has to be according to the standards, coding standards, and then the build will be generated again, and then it will be deployed to the QA. Again, change request will be raised. So if everything went well in the testing phase, then it will be deployed to the production environment, and then finally we have to hand over it to the support team. So this is how the specific deployment lifecycle look like. But again, this is not the specific to an organization. It can be vary from organization to organization. So some may follow some other approach, and some might follow some other approach, and need not use the same tools as other organization uses. So we might use the Sonar Cube for analyzing our code, and other organizations might simply limit their analysis using UiPath workflow analyzer. And moving on to the next slide, code review and governance. So we have to perform some code review on our code being developed by the developer. So since we are working in an closed environment with the Git kind of tools, versioning control tools, we have to perform the code analysis on the source code. So what kind of things we need to look for in the code? So we have to check the quality of the code. So by looking at the code, so we have to understand that we have to tell our fellow developer that we have to follow certain standards while developing the code. Like you have to follow the RE framework in the UiPath case. You have to make sure that your set transaction shouldn't be in a while loop. So such kind of, so we have to avoid while loops and other stuff in our RPA code. So, and then detect bugs. So we have to perform our unit testing in the development environment to detect any unit level bugs. So detect code smells. So we have to identify the duplicate code. For example, we might have a redundant code in our UiPath source code. Like say you might have by mistakenly you have copied and pasted 2 times the sequence or the activities. Okay, so that is something we can find out using a duplicate code. So dead code comes into picture when we have a sequence or a flow chart, but it is nowhere connected to the top level sequence or a flow chart. Okay, so long methods or too many lines of code. So we need to break our code into like as many possible number of pieces. So which helps us in readability. So the lesser the code we have in our sequences or the flow charts, we are in a position to analyze and read the code and understand it in a better way. So long parameter list or the large number of arguments. So while invoking the workflows, we must not have more than some specified number of arguments, like say 10. So if you are having a underlying the workflows is taking more than like 60 arguments. I see a couple of scenarios where underlying workflows are taking more than somewhere around 40 arguments. So which is not the proper way of developing the code. So we should avoid all such kind of stuff. So comments, we need to mention the comments wherever there is a new functionality or a new sequence or a new set of steps has been started. For example, we have a login. We have like 2 steps. One is to log in the web page, and the second is to like process some item in the web page. For example, you need to send an email to some customer. So for each and every sequence or the flowchart, we need to mention the comment as this is to log in the web page. This sequence will log in the web page, or else this sequence will process the transaction. Okay, so we should also be cautious while declaring the variables. If you think the variable is not required, we have to remove it from the variables panel. So if we have unnecessary variables, then it will lead to your memory leaks, which results in your slowing down the machine. Okay, data clumps. You should not have like unused data in your source code folder, like say some Excel files which are not being used. So we have to remove such kind of stuff from your folders. And then I would like to highlight two options from the UiPath Studio that we see here: enforce analyzer before publish, and then enforce analyzer before push or check-in. So before publishing our code onto the orchestrator, so nowadays all our studios are connected to orchestrator, right, to get the licenses. So while publishing the code, at least to the lower environment, we should enable this option in order to analyze our code automatically. So there is no manual intervention required if this option is enabled. So same with the second option, enforce analyzer before push or check-in. So currently all our source codes are integrated with version control systems like say Git or TFS, and in some other cases it can be like SVN. So this option will enables us to automatically do the analyzer part before doing any push or checking to the version control system, so that you can fix any issues before pushing on to the repository. So these are like workflow UiPath workflow analyzer settings that we can see here. These are like couple of, but you can add your custom rules as well in this workflow analyzer JSON file. So empty catch block, we should not have an empty catch block in our try catch mechanism. We should not use a delay activity. So such kind of stuffs will be available in this. The only thing is we need to tweak this according to our requirement. For example, larger indexes in selectors. So we might be having an application which doesn't generate any selectors, and it may increase the IDX values like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can restrict that number using this rule. So this is again like hard-coded delays. These are like warnings that we can configure it in our workflow manager. These are like just for info activities. So continue on error true. If we set this property, we should be careful. We should be analyzing before. We should understand the consequences before applying this rule. Continue on error. So nested activities, it is not again the best approach to use the nested activities. Again, coming to the if-else conditions, we must not use nested if-else. You should not have more number of ifs under the else conditions. So now we have to apply our policies or the workflow settings across our organizations or across our projects. So this is where we can apply our governance policy here. So we can apply the governance as a local file if you have only like, so this works, first option only works if you have only the single machine or like 1, 2 or more than like 3 machines. So using it an external file, you can have it the JSON file at a centralized location, and you can have that path added onto your target machines. So define the file path using the orchestrator asset. We can also have the governance file, the JSON file, in the orchestrator as an asset, and also we can have it as a string. So these two values determine the same thing. One is like an assert with the path, and the fourth option is like assert with the JSON string. Okay, these two options will only work if the orchestrator version is 2020.10 or later with modern folders too. Okay, so now moving on to the deployment plan and release notes. these are like essential information we need to provide in the deployment plan while raising a change request. For example, for every release, we will be raising the change request, right? So we should be providing all this information in the change request board or the Excel file. So change request number will be generated from the portal or the website that is being used for the change management, and the orchestrator URL. In some scenarios, you will be having the cloud one, and in some cases you might have the on-prem one. There are some scenarios you can have the both ones. And then the virtual machine or the physical machine where your code is going to be deployed, and the short description of the change, and then the full description of the change, implementation start date and time, when are you going to start the deployment, and when are you going to end the deployment, the expected end date and time. So usually it will take, it won't take more than 1 hour for the deployments if it is like automated ones. So implementation plan, how you gonna implement this change? So we need to clearly mention this plan of action to the change management team so that they can understand that what exactly gonna be happen during the change window. So implementation rollback, we must have this rollback plan before doing the deployment, because if we see any unknown issues in the production and we might need to roll back, then we must have this rollback option be ready. And then the testing, so we should be ready with some test plans. Once if any release got deployed onto the production environment, so we should be ready with some test plan. We should be receiving an email from the bot user account, or something has to be created on the queue. The outcome has to be monitored at somewhere. So impact assessment. So what is the assessment for this impact? For example, whatever the things deployed, whatever the package has been deployed to the production has been failed. Like what is the impact of that failure? So we should be ready with when we should let know the change management team that this is the impact if my deployment has been failed. So benefits to the business users post deployment. So we should clearly mention that what are the benefits that my business users are getting with this deployment, with this functionality being added on to my code. Okay, risk details. So, risk details say if we have username and password in the Excel file, this is something like a risk. So we need to mention all such kind of details in the change management team. So impacted users, who will be impacted? For example, there are like scenarios. For example, if you take one process, there are a couple of teams working on that process. So they are expecting emails from the bot. So we should clearly mention that these certain users will impact for this change. Okay. And then moving on to the essential information in the release notes. So this comes into picture after post the deployment. For example, your deployment has been completed successfully without any issues. Now you should have a track of release. So obviously your release notes document should contain change request number, process name, and the package name, and then the package version, and then development completion date, QA sign off date. So new in this release. So new in this release as in if there is any new functionality or the new feature has been added in the current release, that is something we need to mention it here. So issues fixed in this release. So what are the issues has been fixed in this release, in the current release? So known issues. So you know that it's an issue. You have conveyed the business, even business approves that your change request. That means that even they know that this issue still exists in the code. Okay, known issues. So related documentation, if any. For example, in case of our processes, we have a PDD and SDD. So we can mention the documentation links over here so that they can again go back to the documentation part and they can refer the documents. special considerations for this release. So if you think there is something need to be considered for this release, for example, you have seen that some kind of input won't work for this release. So those should be mentioned under this heading. Okay. So now I'll leave it for Q&A. So we'll see the demo now, and then we'll go for. Sorry, Niklesh, we'll see a quick demo.
Yes, if you can.
Yes. Okay. So I have the studio here. Hope you are able to see my screen.
Yes, we are.
Okay. So considering me as a developer, I must have some user story or the task assigned in the portal, in the change management portal, or the tool that our organization uses. So in our case, I'm showing it in ADO, the Azure Devops part. So new work item type. So I went for user story. So we'll be adding some title here. So we have to mention the go live date. So when is the expected go live date? I'm taking it as, I'm considering this as a week's time for the development effort. I have given it for my stakeholder and the business users. So they mention it as a week's time, and so the go live date will be next week. And then the implementer is myself. And then I need to assign this task to the developer. In my case, it's me. So, and then we'll save it. So we can add the detailed description here. So if any documents are there, we can need to attach here, like say PDD or SGD. Okay. So the moment there is a user story for me, I will be getting notified, or it can be the discussions as a part of Scrum meetings. So I have to start the development. So I need to pick up this one. So I am changing this to active. That means I have started the development part. I'll come to the studio part. I'll do some stuff here. Test message. Some text over here. And then I tested it. It is working fine. As per the requirements, I developed the code, not as per the standards. Okay. So I have run this couple of times and everything worked well. All exceptions worked well. And then now I need to work on analyze project. So before pushing on to this, I need to click on analyze the project. Okay, activity name defaults. So as per the standards, I should not leave the activity names as a default names. So I should be considering changing the names of my activities, conveying the purpose of this activity. Okay. Writing some text over here. Okay. So we'll be checking the settings. So these three options are enabled for me. Enforce analyzer before publish, and then enforce analyzer before push or check-in. So let me directly push the code. So I'll do a commit message. Add that logic to implement. Okay, and then I do commit and push. So analyzing the project. Before pushing on to the ADO, I mean the repositories, our studio is doing analyzing stuff, and then it gives us the results here. So this the option enforce analyzer before push or check-in prevents sending changes to the remote location. So that means we have to now change the code as per the standards. Okay. Now again. So now it pushes on to the repository without any errors. Okay. The moment we pushed our code to the ADO, sorry, let me try pushing this again. Okay. So we have to go to the repositories. And then we can see that your development branch has been updated just now. So the moment we think that our testing or the analysis has been done, development has been completed, we need to create a pull request. So I am raising a pull request from development branch to UIT branch. So UIT branch is nothing but a next level branch for me. So and then the work item is, so I worked on this work item, like say two, this one. And then I need to add the reviewers. So in my case, reviewer is myself. So in your case, I mean, in other, usually it will be a senior lead or the project manager or someone from your team. Okay, now our pull request is waiting for the approver to approve. So in the current scenario, myself is the approver, and then I have approved it, and then I clicked on complete. So I reviewed the code, everything. That means I'm acting as a lead here. I approved the code, I reviewed the code, and then I'm completing the pull request. Okay, so code has been merged from dev branch to the UIT branch. Now let us see, the pipeline should automatically get triggered for generating the NuGet file, .nupkg file. So if you see here, circle is running here. That means it's processing here. So UiPath pack is for building our NuGet files. Is responsible for generating our NuGet files. So it has been generated. So there is an artifact generated. Usually builds are nothing but artifacts. So we'll see like what is the version of this artifact. Okay, it's like 6171. Okay, let us see the releases. So release also should automatically get triggered. See, if you see here, release onto the QA environment. These are nothing but the environments, QA, React, and the protection. We have two environments. So I just opened to see the logs. Okay, it's now deploying onto the orchestrator instance, the QA orchestrator instance, QA or UAT orchestrator instance. So it will now connect to the orchestrator, cloud orchestrator, and then it will try to upload the NuGet file, and then it will try to update the process as well. So as we can see here, it's a success scenario. Now let us see the package has been published or not. So this was published like 22 seconds ago. The version number is 6171. Yeah, if you see here, the package has been uploaded to the orchestrator instance, and the process will also be getting updated with the latest process 6171. So our process is updated with the latest package being generated from the Devops systems. That is nothing but the ADO here. So similarly, we can deploy onto different kinds of environments. We can enable the workflow settings, workflow analyzer settings before doing a build here, which generates results out of it, and we can have that in an email too. We can review those, and we can also we can improve the team collaboration using the Devops tools. Yeah, that's all, I guess. So now I'll leave it for Q&A.
Thank you so much, Vinod. Thank you so much for your discussion. Yeah, it's a vast topic and a very new topic for the developers and even for the senior developers. I agree it will be a new topic. I understand. So yeah, but we are giving you.
Niklesh, 1 second. We could hear an echo from your side.
Getting echo. So much of.
Okay. Is it fine now?
No, still getting two voices.
Even same now.
Okay, somebody can.
Yeah, fine, that's fine. So Vinod, you can just take some questions from the chat window so that we can just continue on the other things. And shortly, we'll just also go with the Mentimeter quiz. I will be sharing the code shortly.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay, let me get some questions. Other than workflow analyzer, is there any tools in the marketplace to check the code? Currently, no, but there are some plugins coming for SonarQube, Raj Shekhar. You can give a try with SonarQube. When working for a complex use case, I had nested for loops, had to use invoke workflow, breaking of loops became a task, had to maintain unnecessary flags and send them as argument. Any better approach to handle this? Yes, definitely. You need to break the code into narrow down your code into more number of sequences and the flowcharts. handling complex use cases with nested for loops. Okay, I think Raghava has answered it. Have you integrated TFS and UiPath? If yes, any reference? So RIA, this will be similar to integrating with Git. Azure Devops will provide you, I mean, initially Azure Devops provides TFS integrations. Later, we got a Git integrations. So it's the same way. I'll try to share you the link. Can we create a pipeline for UiPath deployment? Yes, we can create an deployment pipelines. Glory. Yes, I think I have answered most of the questions.
Thanks, Vinod again. So is it echoing now or fine?
Fine.
Much better,
Fine,
better.
Nikhil.
Thank you
Absolutely
so
fine.
much. So Vinod, like, I really appreciate. That's what I'm telling is, like, it's a new session or a new topic, guys. Definitely, it will be different for you, might be. So just go through the recording and the deck and the demo. Also, it was fantastic, Vinod. Thank you so much. So once we upload the recording, just check it. Okay. So before we go to the menti.com, so I would like to request the participants who are available on camera and speakers and moderators who are available on the camera to just on the camera, and even Vinod, and we take a picture and we'll go for the Mentimeter quiz and we'll conclude the session. Yes. Good in your mobile, Vinod.
Thanks.
Yes, so yes, you are there. I don't. Sorry if you. I missed. I might missed you. Just me add. Let me add you. Yes, Raju, I added you. You come on to the camera. Guys, like, okay, sorry. I'm really sorry if I didn't give you the video. Sorry. Yes, I gave now. Sorry, I really sorry. Rajgad, Rajgad.
Requesting you all, please turn on your camera so that we can take a picture of all of us. Thank you.
So whoever available on camera, so please come and okay, that's fine, I guess. Like, if you still anybody is available, you can on the camera. It's still disabled for me. No, it is able. It is able. It is
Now it
enabled
is
now.
able. Yeah, now it is able. Please check, everyone. Try to turn on your cameras, please.
Yeah, I see very good people who joining from last 3-4 days. I mean, last 5 days. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it, guys. So I see many people joining continuously. So we are in the Kiran, good picture, man. Okay, guys. I think team has given the Mentimeter ID. Just join there, and you can off your camera. So yeah, you are getting good feedbacks. Very informative session. So yeah, thank you so much. So you can off your camera and let me share my screen. So hope you got the Mentimeter ID. Yes, Sai already shared. Yes, it is 6755 and 3001. 6755. Yes, even Raghava is also shared again. So 6755 3001. And Can someone give tomorrow link again for the last time? Yes, you got
Correct
the
me.
tomorrow session link as well, day 6 and the final session. I request
Yeah.
who are, I mean, if you have people, friends, and anybody, or for the last session. So we would like to announce something in the last session. Like I would like to appreciate all the speakers for the session moderators. So whoever available is just join. And yeah, we'll go to the main key. So 67553001. I'm sharing my screen. All the best. So whoever are already winners for the last 4 sessions, we will consider with the new person, as you already know that. Next thing, so please drop me an email before you close the session. So that's nikhil.rpa@gmail.com. So yeah, I see good number of people in the Menti today. Hope my screen is visible. Yes, okay, good. So I see 75 people are there, but in Menti I see only 40 people. Please join. It's 67553001 mentimeter.com. It is very easy site. Okay. So yeah, let me. Vinod, can you see here once again? I'm taking one good picture of yours. Yes, yeah, stay there, stay. Yeah, here, yeah, stay. Thank you. So yes, guys, like it's, yeah, I think we are good. So let me run the first question on your screen. Please see on your mobiles or on your laptops, so that would be helpful. What is the benefit of VCS? So there are 3 options. Black box solution for the service. Black current development which causes confusion to the team. Enable software to maintain efficiency and agility. So everyone has voted. Let's see. This is a difficult session, but we'll see. Okay, great. So it enables software team to maintain efficiency and agility. That is the correct answer. So let's see the leaderboard, people. Okay. So it's for Nilesh, Kamakshi, and Datta. So Nilesh, I think already there, but we'll see the final result. Okay. Yeah. Next question on the screen again. Yeah, which of the following is not a part of the DevOps cycle? It's not a part of DevOps cycle. I think today's screen is looking vibrant. I just changed the theme. Yes. Okay. So answer is operations. So whoever given wrong, please check. It is operations. Is not part of the DevOps cycle. So okay, we'll see again leaderboard. So Santosh V has came into the picture. Okay, next question. Yeah, next question again. DevOps culture is about hyphen between dev and ops. So DevOps culture is about communication, collaboration, and stability of source code. So there are 3 options again. Okay, the correct answer is collaboration. DevOps culture is about collaboration between developers and ops team. Okay, leaderboard again. Okay, it is Santosh, Kuldeep Shinde, Likita Balakrishna. And we have one more question. Stay tuned. This is the final question. And yeah,
What is the need of DevOps? Increased deployment time and frequency, lower failure rate of new releases, both A and B, none of the above. Yes, winners, please do drop me an email to the nikhil.rp@gmail.com. The answer is lower failure rate of new releases. So, guys, what is this? Nobody given. Huh? Okay, I think leaderboard will see the magic. But if Nilesh is coming, so I will take the other person. It's a request for Nilesh because I think you are already awarded. So nikhil.rp@gmail.com and we'll see who is coming. Okay, it's earlier leaderboard only, I guess. So hearty congratulations, Santosh V, and hearty congratulations, Kuldeep Shinde. So brothers, please send an email to me. So nikhil.rpa@gmail.com. So hearty congratulations, both of you guys. And yeah, you can see the screen, Santosh and Kuldeep Shinde. So thank you so much. Like if Santosh and Kuldeep can on the camera and if you are available, that will be fine. And so please share me the email. So nikhil.rp@gmail.com. And hearty congratulations, both of you brothers. And so I would like to thank again Mr. Vinod for the wonderful session, and it's really appreciated. So he's been busy in somewhere, but he is able to make this session. So really appreciated. So again, you know, right? So you need to RSVP for the session before you close your system. So request you to RSVP for the session tomorrow. So it's a final session, and the thing, important thing, requesting thing, if you feel that you got some learnings and if you feel that this series helped you something, at least something, so please write a small LinkedIn post in LinkedIn and tag the speakers. So and follow the speakers and request to do that. And I would like to share and thank one important thing. So let me share that. I will not take just 30 seconds. So I would like to thank UiPath community and Bots Infinite for giving the opportunity to do the essay series. Thank you so much for your special contributions and things. And so you are from UiPath Hyderabad chapter, one of the leading chapter in world. So thank you so much. So thank you so much, Bots Infinite. So Bots Infinite is this company from Hyderabad, digital transformation, one of the leading digital transformation company. So thank you so much, Bots Infinite, for providing the opportunity to do the essay series. Thanks all. And yes, that's all from my end. And if you like somebody like moderators want to talk, some Raju, Kiran, Lakshman, Raghu, anybody want to thank for the last words, that is fine, and we can close the section.
Thanks, Nicholas. Yeah, I would like to congratulate Vinod. It was very good session and very informative. Thanks for your session. And thank you, Raghu and Kiran, for your answering the questions.
Thank you for your support, Raj.
And
Thank you, brother.
thanks to Nikhilesh for this whole essay series.
Yes. We should thank him on a whole.
Yeah.
Thanks, Nicholas. Thank you for giving this opportunity to sharing our thoughts, and this, I hope this helped to at least to few of the people.
Yes.
And please feel free to post your feedbacks on the LinkedIn.
Yes. So guys, if you forgot the speaker name or moderator name, for example, might be you forgot. So just go to the registration link. Definitely in the registration link, you will able to see the speaker name and the moderator name. So just for a thought, like if you forgot, I'm just telling today's speaker is Vinod Vanga, same name in LinkedIn. And our moderators for today is Raghava Tadikonda, same name in LinkedIn. And again, Lakshman Ganta his same name in LinkedIn. So please follow them and write a post for them. So it will be helpful for them. Yeah, that's from my side. And anybody like might be tomorrow I may not get everybody to speak, but I would like to take some feedbacks from you people. So anybody want to talk or anybody want to tell the feedback, because today we have some time, still we have some time. Anybody wanted to talk and give any
Nikhil,
feedback?
I just want to say one thing. I don't know. I'm sorry that I can say this or not. Today,
Yeah.
actually, I have saw one of the person has joined in today's session, that Raghuram Krovidi. So that actually he is Chief Delivery Officer from Digital Transformation from CICD Technologies. I just want to really say very thank you so much, sir, for your valuable time in attending the session. Raghuram Krovidi, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Raghu sir, for joining the session. Really appreciated on your busy schedule you joined. So really appreciated. It keeps us motivated. Some leadership team joining and proving that you are also in a learning stage. Then you are telling to us that learn more, keep learning more and all. So thank you, Raghu sir from CICD Technologies for joining this session. Yeah. So guys, like I have given the unmute option. So somebody want to talk, like two persons from the audience, somebody want to talk and any feedbacks and all. So that will be helpful and we can close the session.
Yeah, I'm requesting Raghuram Krovidi, sir. Could you please just give us a few words in your experiences so far from today's session? If you are available, please. Okay, he might not
Might be Raghu
available.
sir is busy somewhere.
Yeah.
So no problem. So, but thank you, Raghuram sir, for joining again. And anybody like I see a lot of people joining from US and UK regions. So I think if you people can join, like you people can talk, that would be more added advantage. I mean, more added feedback for. I feel more added feedback because it's very early mornings for you. So like Sudhakar or Sandhya madam, like anybody can talk for 1 minute and we will close this call. Yeah, I don't want to waste your
Nicholas,
time.
I want to share one thing. Like, thanks
Yes,
Vinod
please.
for the session. And today, you all know today is the Teachers' Day. We need to say Happy Teachers' Day to Nicholas because he learned many things to the RPA community and Hyderabad community especially.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Big,
Nicholas.
Yeah.
Thank you.
big thanks, man. Big thanks.
Hey, happy Teachers Day, Niklesh.
Happy Teachers Day. Reminding this.
So
Thanks, Lakshman.
Thanks, Lakshman, for remembering. From morning, I wished people, but again, I forgot. For all these speakers, like definitely, if you are giving a session from a huge audience, definitely you are the guru for this series especially. So thank you so much, all the gurus and moderators and all. So yeah, thank you, Lakshman, for again remembering. So I think we are good. If you are not able, I mean, some people are not able to speak, means we are fine. Sandhya, Sudhakar, or anybody else, that's fine, no problem. And yeah, thank you so much, guys. Day 6 will be more interested. So it's the combinations of all 5 sessions. So please don't miss it. And we have a very important guest from UiPath for the day 6. So yeah. So please do register and please don't forget to write a small note on LinkedIn. So yeah, please do register for tomorrow's session and please write a small post for tomorrow. Yeah, that's all from our end. And thank you so much, everybody. And a special thanks to Vinod and our moderated teams. Thank you all. Cheers. Bye bye.
Thank you
Yeah,
all.
thank you,
Thank you all.
Thank you, Niklesh. Thanks for giving these sessions. Okay, we learned a lot from this.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Bye.